Ever dream of suiting up, diving deep, and getting paid to do it? If becoming a Coast Guard diver is on your radar, you're looking at one of the most elite and physically demanding roles in the service. But here's the twist. You don't need a crazy high Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery or ASVAB score to get there. In fact, the entrance score is way more achievable than you might think. Welcome to the U.S. Military Test Prep channel from Study.com. My name is Matt, and I'm a U.S. Army vet and an ASVAB test prep expert. In today's video, I'm going to cover everything that you need to know about understanding your scores on the ASVAB if you're looking to enlist in the United States Coast Guard. We'll also take a look at what score you need to get the rating or job as a diver. So without further ado, let's get into it. The ASVAB has 9 or 10 subtests depending on whether you're taking the paper or computerized version. These subtests check out your knowledge in different areas like general science, arithmetic reasoning, word knowledge, paragraph comprehension, and mathematics knowledge. The other areas are electronics information, auto and shop information, mechanical comprehension, and assembling objects. You'll get a standard score for each of the subtests. So, what's a standard score? It's basically how you stack up against other people your age, specifically 18 to 23-year-olds in the US. The average score is 50, and the scoring system is built around that. 50 is your baseline, and a 10-point difference shows how far above or below average you are. So a 60, above average. A 40, below average. Pretty simple. Higher scores show off your strengths in certain areas, which can be a game changer for landing specific military jobs. You'll also get a percentile rank. This shows how your performance compares to others. For example, a percentile rank of 75 means that you scored better than 75% of standard test takers. Here's where it gets a bit more customized. Once you're eligible to enlist, the Coast Guard will use your ASVAB scores to determine what kind of job you're best suited for within the service. These jobs are determined using composite scores, also called line scores. These are created by combining your standard scores from various subtests that are relevant to specific military jobs. Each rating has a minimum composite score requirement in one or more areas. For example, a technical job would look at your math and science scores, while a mechanical role will care more about your understanding of mechanics and tools. Your composite scores really dictate what jobs you qualify for, so they're worth paying attention to. To qualify for the diver or DV rating in the Coast Guard, you'll need an ASVAB score of at least 104. That score isn't out of reach for most recruits, and it makes this one of the more accessible, advanced roles in terms of test requirements. Alright, so let's talk about what makes up that score. The Coast Guard uses a specific combination of subtests from the ASVAB to calculate your eligibility. They all help paint a picture of your reasoning and comprehension skills, both important while you're making critical decisions underwater. But remember, qualifying on the ASVAB is just the first step. You'll also have to pass a physical screening test that includes swimming, diving aptitude, and overall physical fitness. Because when you're underwater doing real missions, your mental and physical readiness both need to be top tier. Your Armed Forces Qualification Test, or AFQT score, might be the most important score. It decides whether you can even enlist at all. Each branch sets its own minimum score, so you have to clear that bar to move forward. The AFQT comes from a combination of your scores on 4 key subtests. These subtests include arithmetic reasoning, which has basic math and word problems, and mathematics knowledge, which includes a variety of math concepts. The other 2 subtests are word knowledge, which tests vocabulary and word meanings, and paragraph comprehension, which measures how well you can understand written materials. Your AFQT score is a percentile ranking, meaning that if you score a 60, then you did better than 60% of standard test takers. Each military branch has its own standards. Let's talk numbers and take a closer look at the minimum AFQT score you need to enlist in each branch of the military. You'll need a high school diploma or a GED to qualify for any branch of the military. The required score varies, though, based on which one you have. If you've passed the GED exam, you'll need to aim for a score of at least 50. With a high school diploma, you'll need a minimum score of 31 for the Air Force, Army, Marine Corps, and Navy. The Coast Guard requires a 32. If your AFQT score is higher than the minimum, then that's great. This opens up additional job options, potentially more career growth, and maybe even some bonuses. Maybe you want to be a diver, but you've already taken the ASVAB and your scores aren't quite where you need them to be yet. I'm here to give you some steps that you can take to improve your scores and better position yourself for the military jobs that you want. First, pinpoint both your strengths and your weak areas. Look at which subtests brought down your score and which ones you excelled in. While it's important to address weaker areas to meet the minimum requirements, excelling in your strong areas can help to offset a lower score in other sections. This balance can help you improve your overall test outcome, especially for composite scores or percentile rankings. Next, study smarter. Spend more time on the sections that you struggled with. Using good study resources can really make a big difference. Study.com's ASVAB test prep resources can really help you with personalized plans and practice tests to get you on track. In fact, 92% of users pass the ASVAB after prepping with Study.com. Taking a practice test can really help you zero in on what you know and what you don't. Watch lessons to review material that you're less confident in. If you feel like you know a topic well, do practice problems and quiz yourself. If you notice that you're missing a lot, go back and review the lesson to really make sure that you know the material. A solid prep plan can help you boost your score, and you can also retake the ASVAB. You'll need to wait 30 days before your first 2 retakes. After that, it's a 6-month wait if you want to try again, so use the time that you have to your advantage. Also, keep in mind that you can use your ASVAB scores for up to 2 years to enlist, so make sure you plan accordingly. If you need to retake the ASVAB, consider using Study.com's ASVAB study guide and test prep resources, and zero in on what you need to study. And remember, even if you don't get the score for the role that you wanted, there might be other military jobs that would be a good fit for you. The goal is to maximize your strengths. So if you've got your sights set on becoming a Coast Guard diver, don't let the ASVAB stress you out. That 104 score is still achievable with some focused prep, and it opens up the door to one of the most unique and respected roles in the service. From there, it's all about showing that you've got the grit to make it through the training. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment with any questions or topics you want for us to cover, and don't forget to subscribe for more U.S. military test prep content. I'll see you in the next video. You've got this.